Welcome back, Tigers, to another episode of the Tiger Sports Report. We're here joined alongside Jaden Stewart, Noah Manis, and my co-host, Braden Woodall. Bray, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Jaden?
Good.
Noah?
I'm great.
That's great to hear, guys. We're here to start off with the NFL segment, and Bray's got some quarterbacks to compare, and we're going to give you guys our opinions on them.
So to start our franchise with, right?
Yep.
We're going to Jalen Hurts versus Dak Prescott.
We'll start with you, Jaden.
I'd have to go with Hurts. As much as I love Dak, just Hurts, the younger, the rushing ability. Yeah, he had a down year, but the play calling was horrible and stuff. And Dak, I haven't seen enough from him just playoff-wise. And I still think Hurts is that franchise quarterback, even after a down year, just because what he did 2 years ago almost beat Mahomes in the Super Bowl.
Noah?
I'd have to go Jalen Hurts. Just a far better quarterback overall. Has more playoff experience and actually has been to a Super Bowl in the first 3 years of his starting career. Dak Prescott can't even make it past can't even make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So, and Jalen Hurts, of course, he had a down year, but I think everyone just has a down year at least once in their career. So, Jalen Hurts.
And Bray?
I'm going to go with Jalen as well, obviously. Dak's like the Julius Randle of the NFL. He can't perform in the playoffs. He's a regular season merchant. But Jalen steps up in the playoffs. He outperformed Mahomes in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So I'm going to have to go with Jalen. It's pretty obvious in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I'm glad we have no one being a little bit wacky. That's why I started with Jaden. I thought he was going to be wacky and say Dak off the start, but he got one correct finally. So I think it's easily Jalen. Dak Prescott ages like 15 years when he enters the playoffs. It's like he loses his mind. He tries to play conservative and then ends up just throwing even more interceptions than he would in the regular season because their offense is always just super electrifying in the regular season, and then they enter the playoffs and it's just super old. It's just super like lazy, just terrible play.
Absolute it was just a magnificent seeing whenever I saw the Packers destroying the Cowboys in the first quarter. 21-0 in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Unreal. We going to go on to the next one?
Yeah, I think we're ready.
Joe Burrow versus Lamar Jackson.
We'll start with you this time, Noah.
I have to go Joe Burrow, even though he was injured and didn't have this good of a year, but he's overall a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson just has a better rushing ability. Joe Burrow is just a way better passer, just way better quarterback, has way more playoff experience, been to a Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson has not, can't make it past, the championship round. Joe Burrow.
Jaden?
I'm going with Lamar here.
That's absolutely wild.
I know Lamar has gone hurt, but Burrow, he's only had like 2 healthy years. He tore his ACL his rookie season. Then this past year, he had like that hand injury. And just Lamar, like if you put him on the Bengals, give him Jamar Chase, Higgins, Mixon, like he'll still make it to a Super Bowl, I feel like Burrow did. Burrow just has so many more weapons. And Lamar, you add the rushing ability. Yeah. He's a 2-time MVP now. I mean, he's pretty good under pressure. He has had bad moments in the playoffs, but he also has his clutch moments. I just feel like Lamar, just because of his rushing ability, I give him the edge since he's a good passer too.
Bray?
I'll have to give it to Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow has had a terrible offensive line ever since he got into the league, and his best trait, in my opinion, is throwing under pressure, and that's the best thing he has. And so I think he's significantly better than Lamar is under pressure. And especially if you have a scrambling quarterback, if you have a bad O-line and a scrambling quarterback, it makes your O-line look worse. Hence, Justin Field does it to the Bears. You know what I mean? And so
they roll out the pocket. And instant pressure.
Exactly. So I'm gonna have to go with Joe Burrow. He's one of the only people to beat Mahomes in the playoffs. You know what I mean? And Lamar can't. We all saw what happened if Lamar tried to beat Mahomes in the playoffs. So and he can barely even beat Ryan Tannehill, for God's sake. So I'm gonna have to go with Joe Burrow.
I 100% agree that it's Joe Burrow. Even this season alone, even though he was playing bad and everything like that, I'm taking Joe Burrow off the wheelchair. He just played a lot. He plays a lot better whenever he's actually healthy. I know we haven't seen like too much of that, but like the one season he was super healthy, we saw how far he got with that. Lamar Jackson, on the other hand, just has, like, this season he won the MVP, obviously, but his defense really helped him out with that a bunch. We saw that in the 49ers game. He didn't have to really do anything because his defense
Don't think he really deserved MVP anyway.
I agree with that. Jaden, do you agree with that? No, you don't. Okay.
No, well, I think Tyreek.
Also, a counter argument just with Burrow, like it's so important to have seeding just going against Mahomes, and it's so weird that it always sucks like the first 5 weeks, like every single year they start like 2-3 or something. They have trash games, and then they just kick it in. But like, how long can you do that? Just because you want that 1-2 seed have home field advantage, and that just doesn't help having to play Mahomes.
I mean, like, you can't be cocky, though, because they were literally calling Arrowhead Burrowhead. You know what I mean? And so, like, if you're going to be cocky about it, you can't really use that as an excuse. And so that's probably, that's my take on that. Burrowhead, tragic for the Bengals fans.
I think we all agree it's Joe Burrow other than Jaden over here. But
and we got the last one, the spicy one, Caleb Williams or Justin Fields?
Bray, we'll start you off here.
I'm going to go with Caleb Williams. He's a generational talent. He was better. I genuinely think that if they draft Caleb Williams and whoever they decide to do with the ninth pick, they have the ninth pick as well, right? The ninth pick?
Yeah.
If they choose to draft defense, especially a receiver like Rome Odunze or whatever, if they pick him and Caleb Williams, I genuinely think they would make it to the playoffs with Caleb Williams. Justin Fields,
that's kind of wild.
He's just like, his career record is like 11-29. He's not like, if it's year 3 and you're asking if he's still the guy, he's not the guy. We gave him DJ Moore, like just how like Jalen Hurts got AJ Brown. Yeah. Justin Fields got DJ Moore. He didn't nearly put up numbers as we thought he would. He got hurt again. You know what I mean? Justin Fields has been getting hurt the last 2 seasons. He hasn't producing at all. He's a fantastic runner. Don't get me wrong, but he's just not the guy. Caleb Williams definitely is the guy. I can see him putting like not like obviously not a CJ Stroud type rookie year, but I can see him putting like an impressive rookie year and probably winning offensive rookie of the year.
I think if they do draft him, he will win offensive rookie of the year. But I also think if they whatever they want to do with that pick, whether that be draft someone for the future or trade it to win now, I think Justin Fields can break the team to a Super Bowl also. Not a Super Bowl, my apologies, playoffs, my fault. I'm not insane. The playoffs also. He's had a bad O-line. I know you said earlier that the O-line is bad because he scrambles out a lot, but he gets a lot of yardage also because he does that. I think their defense is fine. They have Trey Edmonds and they have Jalen Johnson that they're improving every season and everything like that. We've seen Justin Fields. He's got a cannon. Like, he can throw far. I've Ohio State days and like nowadays, his receivers drop a lot of passes, and him and DJ Moore clearly have a pretty good connection when they're both on the field and healthy. So I don't know if drafting Caleb is the right option now, but I would, if I was the Bears GM, I would really look at the other options before just shooting right away for Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with Cody. Definitely look at both of the quarterbacks and see which one is really going to bring you the opportunity for the playoffs. And I think they both could do it, but who could actually do it better? I'd have to say Caleb Williams, like, overall. Justin Fields has so many opportunities. No one really wants, like, a running back at quarterback. So, like, don't get me wrong, the rushing ability is there. Honestly, probably arguably better than Lamar Jackson. If you want to look into that, we could. But
100%.
Maybe now, because since
maybe now. Yeah. But no one wants a running back at quarterback, and I think Caleb Williams is just a way better passer, and he has shown it. And I really think he could bring a Super Bowl if he has the right pieces.
Cody, I agree with you. Just because, I mean, if you have Justin Fields, Marvin Harrison, DJ Moore, I feel like they're a playoff team this year. Like, it'll be like his 4th year now, continue to grow in the system. They'll have a new offensive coordinator because their offensive coordinator was horrid last year. And they have a good defense. And just Caleb, I'm not saying he's going to be a bust, but he has multiple traits that could be a bust. He's not a good leader. He has performed bad and against good teams like Notre Dame, had like 4 picks, I think. And just Fields, that rushing ability, if you give him an O-line, the team likes him. He's a good leader. I just feel like it's a lot better option now because you also – you had the 9th pick. You can trade down, get a lot more picks, get Marvin Harrison. Yeah. And you can just build your team up so much better than getting Caleb because they have much bigger needs. So I will go with Fields.
I mean, I kind of see what Jaden's saying. The guys like him and all that. You hear all the guys saying that they want to keep Fields, but if Justin Fields needs an offensive line, that's a problem. You know what I mean? I feel like Caleb Williams is one of those things. He can perform under pressure. He can, avoid pressure in the pocket and all that. So
I know what you mean.
I feel like he's one of those special guys that, like, as a rookie, he can, he wouldn't need a really good offensive line to succeed. So that's why if you've seen Justin Fields to the Falcons, perfect. I think that's perfect for him. Good offensive line, good weapons, good defense, all that. I think that will be good for him. He can make the playoffs in Atlanta.
Split decisions on the table overall. Any other things you guys would like to add real quick? Alrighty. We'll see you guys in the next segment where we'll be talking about the NBA. We'll see you guys there.
Right now, get $200 from TTCU Federal Credit Union when you open a new checking account with direct deposit. What would you buy with $200?
Cars, race cars, my own apartment, 100 coloring books, and a puppy.
Or maybe some groceries and a tank of gas. $200 for whatever works for you from TTCU, because life is better in balance.
Welcome back, Tigers, to the second segment of the Tiger Sports Report podcast. We're John alongside Aiden Roden and JoJo David. How are y'all doing?
Doing great today so far.
Great.
That's lovely to hear. We got a game for you guys. We'll be playing an imposter game where 3 of us will get the same player and 1 of us won't, and we have to try to figure out who doesn't have the same player. So I'll hand these out to you guys. We'll hand them out. I'm just going to go around the table. I'm not going to look at anything, so we're not going to...
Can I take a peek?
You can. Yes, that's yours. You are fully welcome to see anything there. So everybody get a look at their thing. Alrighty, we'll start off with you, Bray. Just say a phrase that describes your player. And we'll go around this way, so it'll be Aiden next.
Shooter.
Passer.
Kim K.
Frohawk. Bray.
Guard.
Short.
70-point game.
That's what I was gonna say. I'll say teammates with a bunch of all-stars, and I think now's the time to guess. I think we know who it is. I think we all know it's Aiden.
It's Aiden for sure. There's no way.
Are you serious?
Who'd you get?
Aiden, who was your player?
Trey Young.
Yeah, you said
Trae Young.
short. I was
Trae
like, there's
Young.
no way.
Devin Booker.
We all got Devin Booker.
Devin
That's
Booker.
crazy.
We all got Devin Booker. Yeah, no, he said, what was your first thing you said?
Passer.
Passer? Yeah, I was like,
Immediately, I was like,
Yeah, he's not
Kim.
really a passer. Damn.
I said Kim K, but I meant Kardashians. It wasn't really Kim K. It was
So
just-
can we say like the same word? So if I said shooter, can he also say shooter? Like after?
no, you can't copy. I mean, you can, but then that's a little like
Takes away from
yeah,
it.
You're
like
kind
a-
of giving away your
Yeah, why
your
would you say
position.
that?
Okay.
All right, we got the second game in us now. Not looking at nothing. Here we go. Aiden.
Okay.
Bray, hold yours a little bit closer, just so Aiden doesn't see. All right, we'll start with JoJo this time, and then I'll go.
What's the word I'm looking for? Controversial.
I'll go with gangsta.
How do you know?
Y'all are giving it away.
Nostalgic.
Whoa.
Nostalgia.
Explosive.
Instagram Live.
Okay, I get it. I get it. I'll say oh my goodness, this is one more word I need to. I'll say number 2 overall.
Okay.
Clutch.
What's yours, Aiden?
Posters.
Okay.
I think we
we're
know
all-
who it
yeah,
is. I think we know who it is.
Who is it?
I think it's Bray.
I think
I
it's
think
Bray.
I feel like it could be you though, because I mean we started off too strong, so we might have given it away. I think, but
if it is Cody, he did really good on saying gangsta.
yeah, but I think
Gangsta's
I think
crazy.
I'll stick with Bray.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
me.
Okay, who's you
Who
get?
is
Derrick
it?
Rose.
Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose.
That's a good one.
That's a good
That's-
one.
Yeah, they're close.
Yeah,
they're close.
that was a good one.
I said
Can't wait.
nostalgic because you know how he's
Nostalgic.
washed.
Yeah, if you,
Nostalgic
that was
does
like
give it
probably the
away.
worst thing you could have picked.
I
Like
was
if you,
crumbling up my notebook.
Oh, you're all
Sorry.
good.
I mean, you could say John Morant's
we won't be
nostalgic.
reusing
He
these.
plays
Sorry.
like Derrick Rose.
Yeah,
They
no,
probably play the same.
nostalgic. He's like 4 seasons in. What do you?
You can say nostalgic because he reminds you of Derrick Rose.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Or in the sense of like, hey, when you
Westbrook.
think of Pow Pow, oh, John Morant, like I don't know, something like that is nostalgic. That's what I think.
Okay, I mean, that was probably the worst thing
Instagram
though. If he went like high flyer, we would have all been
yeah.
we would all have been
I
like
should
really
have said. I was trying to think of a word to like say like he drives into the paint a lot. I should have said slasher. I probably would've-
Slasher,
That would
yeah.
have been a good
Slasher.
one.
I feel
just
like if
couldn't
you
think
said
of
that,
it.
we would have been really good. I probably would have got voted out.
Yeah.
But I
Did you know we were talking about John Morant whenever us two went?
Whenever you said Instagram Live, I was just like, okay.
So you didn't get it from the first two?
No. Did you say?
He
Whenever
said
said
controversial. I said
controversial.
gangster.
I didn't get it with him. I got it with you. But
And
whenever he said Instagram Live, it's whenever it confirmed my suspicions
Okay.
that I was the.
But you still went with
imposter.
nostalgic?
No, I was the first one to go. Was I not?
No, I was the
he
first
was
one.
the first one to go.
I said,
It was-
what did I say? I said controversial. He said
Gangster.
gangsta, and then you said nostalgia. I was like, what the
Oh,
heck? Where's
yeah,
that?
I don't know. I don't know.
He
what I
was
thinking.
not putting the links together. Alrighty. Well, next up, we got our MLB segment. We'll be talking about the top 100 right there. We'll see you guys there.
Recently, you've had to put your life on hold, and we're with you in this. At Ascension St. John, we're now open for appointments, and we are fully prepared for your safety in our care. As we open our doors again, our doctors, nurses, and care teams will continue to wear personal protective equipment. We've taken even more steps to clean and stringently disinfect all areas. We will maintain distancing in our waiting rooms, and will continue to limit visitors. And we will still screen all staff to protect their health and yours. Our emergency rooms are here 24/7. Please do not delay care. We're still delivering babies and performing surgeries. And we're open for your appointments, from specialists and surgical care to routine care and health screenings. Ask us about virtual visits. Ascension St. John continues to care for you, as we have been for almost a century. Thank you for trusting us.
Welcome back, Tigers, to the third segment of the Tiger Sports Report podcast. We're here joined alongside Kane Wilbur and Austin Randall. How are y'all doing today?
Doing amazing.
I'm excellent. I'm even better.
Had to one-up them. All right, we're here to talk about the MLB Top 100 list. Just your overall thoughts, who you think's too high, who you think's too low. We'll start off with you, Kane.
I mean, for me, I think the biggest takeaway from the list, obviously it's always fun every year at the end of every sports season to get that list of players. But what stands out the most to me is the fact that 3 Dodgers are in the top 5, and I think all of them are underrated within the top 5 themselves.
That's crazy.
I truly believe the Dodgers have the 3 best players on the planet.
So you think it should be 1, 2, 3, all Dodgers?
Yeah, in order: Shohei, Mookie, or Freddie Freeman, in that order, 1, 2, 3, and non-bias. I'm not even trolling.
we can't say that.
I know. I really believe they're the best 3 players in baseball.
I'm not biased, but my team has the 3 best players on the planet.
But can you? I think we have number 1 for sure. The best player on the planet is Shohei, and that is inarguable. I think Mookie Betts is severely slept on, and even people still agree that he's top 3 at least.
I think he's top 5. I got Aaron Judge above.
Yeah,
and then,
in my opinion,
I think Mookie's a way better fielder. So I think he just brings more value, and he proved last year he can hit for power too. He had like 39 home runs, so he can field and he can hit for power. Then number 3, Freddie Freeman, who had kind of a not really. He had a great year last year, but not as good as he was in 2020 or 2021 when he won the MVP.
Yeah.
But if he can get back to that, like to that standard, he was still amazing last year. He was number 2 in the MVP. So if he can get back to prime Freddie Freeman, I think he still is in his prime. But MVP Freddie Freeman, I mean, 1, 2, 3 down the list.
The only thing I agree with is I think Shohei should be number 1. It's been him and Mike Trout for like the last 12 seasons, like at number 1. So I do think he should be number 1. But other than that, I don't know if I fully agree with you on Mookie being like you had him at 2. I don't know if I would go that far to say that. I do think Aaron Judge and Acuna are both better than him. Austin, what about you?
I think Acuna is way too high. I agree with Kane. 1, 2, 3. We have the 3 best.
Non-biased.
It's
non-biased.
It's non-biased. Acuna, I don't think he's better than the trio of the Dodgers players that we have.
I mean,
personally, give me Bryce Harper. Number 1, Bryce Harper.
Well, the thing with Acuna versus Mets is Acuna is an offensive juggernaut, right? To go 30 home runs and 30 stolen bases on its own is insane. He had 70 stolen bases and 40 home runs. That's a crazy year. That's an all-time year.
Yeah.
As a fielder, he's passable. He's okay. He's fine. Yeah. Mookie Betts, not as good offensively, but he's an insane fielder as well. 6 Gold Gloves, 6 Silver Sluggers as well. So he's proved that he can be one of the best hitters in baseball, while also be one of the best fielders in baseball at the same time. That double value to me is irreplaceable. I think that's what separates him from the likes of Acuna and Bryce Harper, who I despise.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but the top 100, it's not going top 100 all time. It's just top 100 for the season, and like you said, that was an all-time great season. So I think that's why they gave it to Acuna over.
It is an all-time great season. But if I had to choose one player to have on my team, I'm picking Mookie, because what he brings to both sides of baseball is.
But I think it's just if they erased all of their history and just had this season, I think people would take Acuna. If you showed the average person, I think that's why he's number 1 and Mookie's not.
Yeah, there's one thing where he hits home runs too, but there's one thing that he's good at that no one else even touches him in, and it's stealing bases. 70 is crazy. No one even touches him in that.
70 is wild.
And so like, I don't think no one could look at that and be like, are you serious, Acuna over Mookie? No one like would really like argue like that's like bad or anything. Like it can go either way in my opinion. So it's not like bad to see one over the other. You know what I mean? But one takeaway I have from it is Mike Trout being left out of the top 10.
Yeah.
I mean, like, dude, he's like one of the best. I still think he's top 5 at least. You know what I mean? So seeing him like below guys like Julio Rodriguez, don't get me wrong, he's a dog, but he's no Mike Trout. No one's no Mike Trout other than Shohei Ohtani. You know what I mean? So like, I'm gonna have to go with that. And then Bryce Harper being above. Like, I'm a Bryce Harper guy. Don't get me wrong, but him being above Mike Trout, that's a disgrace.
Yeah.
I love Bryce Harper too, but like, man. Mike Trout's that guy. He's one of the best players of our generation, and just 100%. Seeing him left out of the top 10, he did have his lowest OPS of his career, but him having the lowest OPS of his career is still top 5 in my opinion. He's just that insane.
I mean, rewinding on what I said, the whole like Mike Trout and Ohtani being the last 12. I mean, you get it's just Ohtani's on there twice. The rest are Mike Trout.
Ohtani's been in the league for like 3 years.
Yeah, so the rest are Mike Trout. That's how dominant he's been. So I think it's also like voter fatigue, like quite like a little bit. Because of the fact he's been on there so many times. I mean, it's the same thing with like we're seeing Jokic now. Yeah. Like he's not going to win MVP even though he's like playing the best like every season because they're just tired of seeing him hold the trophy at the end of the day or the title or whatever.
Well, I think that doesn't necessarily apply to Trout too, because while he is one of the best players in baseball, I think he also kind of has this narrative of being like a lovable loser because he's on the Angels, which is always like a very just mid team. They might win as many games as they lose, and that's given them a lot.
Yeah.
With 2 of the best players in our lifetimes, 2 players I'm gonna be telling my kids that I watched, and I don't even know if he's ever made the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like I can't
10
say
straight Octobers off.
Yeah,
Living lavish.
I know it's crazy. The Angels are doing something wrong, and I can't seem to figure out what it is.
Future Philly. That's all I gotta say. Mike Trout's a future Philly. Come back to this clip.
Austin, you didn't get to really speak on your thoughts on it. You just said the 1, 2, 3 thing. Anything else you would like to add?
No.
Fair enough.
Dodgers for life, baby. Dodgers for life.
Go Dodgers.
The whole roster should just be Dodgers. The top 10 all Dodgers.
I do want to talk about Juan Soto being ranked so low. I think he should be number 6 or maybe crack into number 5. He was really
way
good
off the juice.
Way
off the juice.
He was so good at the Padres last year. I think he's gonna pop off at the Rangers.
Juan Soto is a great player. He's a great addition to the Yankees as well. I think that's a guy who can put them over the hump to maybe compete with the Dodgers. Yeah. But 7 is pretty good. I mean, the only guy I think who is above him who shouldn't be is Corey Seager at number 6. But other than that, I mean, the 5 players you have. The guy from the Braves, Acuna, Mookie, Aaron Judge, Shohei, and Freddie Freeman, all better players than Juan Soto, as they should be. Now, maybe you can slide Soto into 6, but that's not necessarily, that's not like it's not a huge jump. It's not like he's at like 30. You know what I mean? So he's rated just about right.
Anything else you'd like to say, Kane, Austin, Bray?
All I got to say is that if the Dodgers don't win the World Series, then...
Oh, you have nothing to worry about because we are going to win the World Series.
It's going to be exactly like the Nets with James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden, in my opinion, if they don't win the championship.
KD. You said James Harden twice.
KD, James Harden, Kyrie Irving.
115 wins, undefeated postseason right now. I'm putting my cards on the table.
Meet the Phillies in when we get Mike Trout.
I'm not worried about him.
Is that all you guys would like to say?
Yep.
Alrighty. We'll be kicking it to Cherish and Gentry over in the 4th segment of the Tiger Sport podcast, where they'll be talking to some track and field stars over there. We'll see you guys there.
For families who like to build their wealth while staying liquid, we have flexible rate CDs to keep your funds working hard, even when you're not. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. The right balance.
Hey Tiger fans, welcome back to the Tiger Sports Report. I'm Cherish Booth, joined alongside my co-host Gentry Weston and 2 Tiger track athletes, Cooper Wakely and Ashton Hopkins. Guys, we have some questions for you guys today, so we're gonna start. Cooper, let's start with you. How long have you been in track?
So I started doing track in 7th grade, and that's also when I started doing pole vault, and still going strong into my senior year.
Ashton?
Same as Cooper. 7th grade, Cooper actually convinced me to do pole vault somehow. I told him no at first. So.
He inspired you. Okay, Gentry, what question do you have?
What goals did you guys set for yourselves this season?
I said I wanted to win state in pole vault. That was my number one goal.
So I saw one thing online. I was took this from him. He said pole vault's so up and down. Like some days you do great, some days you don't. So he was like, I just never set goals, and I just let it happen. So I just kind of took that mentality from him.
Cooper, back to you. There's different events in track. Can you break down what each event entails?
Yeah, so there's sprints, long distance, mid distance, jumps. There's throws, and basically, like jumps is like long jump, pole vault, high jump. They're all pretty self-explanatory, and most people like will stick to one or two like fields of events. And
which ones do you stick to?
So I'm in pole vault and I do like the 400 and 200, and so that's jumps and sprints.
Do you have a favorite?
I think my favorite is pole vault.
Okay, Ashton.
Yeah, so like Cooper said, there's just throws, jumps. Would you put hurdles in its own?
I forgot hurdles. Yeah.
I would classify that as a jump.
Yeah, well, it's hurdle.
It's a little bit of both. But then you got sprints, distance, mid-distance. Yeah, I mean, most of it's pretty self-explanatory. Disc, it's like a frisbee. Shot put's just a ball. We don't have javelin. I wish we had javelin.
Yeah, we don't have javelin
in so
Oklahoma.
But yeah.
So do you just do pole vaulting, or do you do anything else?
So I'm kind of in an in-between state right now where the coaches have me on the 4x4B team when we run it. So it's kind of like sometimes I do sprints, but most of the time it's just vault. So.
What advice would you give to an underclassman coming into the track team?
Yeah, for me, I'd say since I came into track and I didn't really know what to do, I actually thought I'd be only a sprinter, but my coaches ended up putting me in 800, pole vault, a lot of different things. And so I just say, go with your coaches, explore different events, see what you like, and just go with the flow and find what you like.
Do you guys choose your events, or do the coaches kind of choose for you?
Yeah, coaches choose for you.
Yeah. They kind of just throw you in, and you're like, oh, well, now I got to do it. So.
I did not expect that. I thought that you guys chose what you wanted to do.
You saw everything and then chose.
When people try out for the team, they'll usually try out for only like one or two events. But after you make the team, the coaches are going to put you in what they think will help the team the most.
Like Brody Pitt, he wanted to just try out for the 200, right? Was it the 200?
I thought, no, he ran the 2 and 4.
2 and 4,
but the first day he came.
Threw him in distance.
They threw him in distance group.
That was brutal.
Okay, Cooper, my next question is just for you. You were track MVP when boys became back-to-back indoor state champions this year. What do you think makes you so great at what you do?
Yeah, so throughout all of high school, I've basically just ran what my coaches have, and I try not to complain about it. But when I'm in these events, and I usually run 4 events a meet, it's a lot of pressure, but ultimately it's like my teammates and coaches that just keep me going. It's not just wanting to run for myself, but the whole team, and not let anyone down.
Ashton, can you explain to us the difference between an indoor and an outdoor meet beyond it just being in a building?
So the first thing I think about, because it's a big factor, is just the temperatures, the environment, like wind, weather, because you could start a meet and it'll be 30 degrees and you'll end it and it's 80 some meets. So I would say that's number one. Number two, the track is shorter, so for your longer distance events, you have to think about like more how to pace it, because I know for some people they're like, oh, I'm gonna come out hard on the first curve, but like once you're indoor, the first curve's not as long as it usually is. So I would just say the distance on the track and the environment.
Yeah, another thing I'd add to that is the curves are a lot tighter indoor, and so it's really hard to PR if you're having to use those curves. Yeah. So for like 200 and up, it's gonna be tough to get good times.
So do you prefer indoor or outdoor, or do you care?
I like outdoor better.
I don't know. It's difficult. I like indoor because I don't have to think about like the weather, but also like outdoor, if you get a nice tailwind when you're pole vaulting, it's nice. So.
Okay, Cooper, back to you. What do you admire most about your team?
I really like the bonds everyone has. When you're always running together and really working hard and even suffering together, you tend to get really close with each other. When you're in the fetal position by each other, you become good friends.
And you have that calf cramp and you just need somebody to pull your foot towards you.
What?
Yep.
No, it helps.
Is this normal?
Yes, it is.
What do you admire most about your team, Ashton?
Probably just the bond, honestly. And like everybody's work ethic is, like, for the most part, everybody has a stupid amount of work ethic, because if you don't work hard at practice, then you're going to get rolled at meets, and you're just going to see such a big gap between you and your competitor. So,
how have your coaches impacted you in your track career?
So like I said, I really don't choose the events I run, but my coaches have like put me in like difficult situations, and I've had to adapt to those situations. And that's definitely made me a more well-rounded track athlete. And because of that, I might be doing the decathlon in college. And also, it's just, they've always pushed me. They're good coaches. They help me with my form and technique and all that.
I would say they've really pushed me to like watch my attitude some of the times, because sometimes I'll come into practice and I'll be sore from this or that, and I'll just be like, man, I really don't want to do this. And then coaches will push you past that point to where you just get over that hump and you're just like, okay, I can do this, like, it's fine. And then, yeah, just attitude and like mentality over things is what I would say. That's how they inspired me the most.
Okay, this is the last question for me. Both of you guys are seniors. What is your next step?
For me, I recently was accepted to the Naval Academy, and that's where I think I want to go. I'm really excited, nervous for all the pressures and stress, and obviously a lack of freedom, especially your first couple of years there. But overall, I know I'll experience some awesome things, and I'm excited for that. I'm also going to compete in track and possibly be a decathlete.
I would say that's tough, because I have a few different options floating around. But I think right now the biggest track school I'm looking at is SNU. And, I mean, if I'm going to continue my track career, that's where it's looking like it's going to end up. So,
how are you guys feeling about beginning your new chapter in your track career?
Yeah, definitely nervous, and especially since we're not going to be like big dog seniors anymore. We're back to freshmen, and we're going to have to have some people to compete against on a much more competitive scale, and I'm excited for that.
Nervous, excited, all the emotions, because, I mean, you look at the PRs for other people and you're like, dang, like, there's a reason they're top dog in the collegiate level, and you're just like, I don't know. Sometimes I would say I get kind of like, there's no way I could do that, but then also, like, I'm like, it's college, it's a different environment, and I don't know. I'm just excited to see what it would, what would the word be? That it holds for me?
Yeah.
Sure, that's a great way to put it.
Do you have anything else?
No, I think I'm done.
Okay. Well, Tiger fans, I'd like to thank Cooper and Ashton for joining us this afternoon. I'm Cherish Booth, joined alongside Gentry Weston, and we'll see you guys next time.